Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to Real Talk
Huntsville
with Tim Knox and my lovely cohort, Kim Savage. I just like saying your name like Kim Savage.
You have to say it with all that enthusiasm.
You do, because if you just go Kim Savage, but if you go Kim Savage, it's kind of like who was the cartoon character? Her last name was Savage.
Oh, I always think of Randy Savage.
Randy Savage? Ooh, the Macho Man.
Macho Man. Randy Macho Man Savage.
We are really showing our couthness today.
This is our age.
We are, yeah. So, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the program. This is the show where we come on and talk about Huntsville, living here, working here, buying real estate here, hopefully, because we are sponsored by Leading Edge Real Estate Group. So, how have you been?
I've been very well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very summery today. I was not aware of that. I'm glad I didn't.
It's quite warm out if you haven't.
It's hot. It's warm in the air.
So, yeah, I'm having to stretch out the summer wardrobe.
Yeah, see,
It has been hotter this year.
It has been hotter because of the heat dome, which we talked about on the last show. But yes, it's that global warming.
I think it is.
Either that or it's just in the south. I have too. It's the air temp yesterday was like 112.
Yes.
And you know, I bought this cute little convertible to drive around.
Yeah.
It's too hot to put the top down.
Yeah.
It just really is.
October is going to be your month.
October. And then it's going to get so cold I can't drive it again. So, we have a saying here in Alabama, if you don't like the weather, you just hang out.
Just hang out for an hour or two sometimes even.
So you've been baking in the summer. What else has been going on? Have you done anything fun lately?
Have I done anything fun? No, I don't think so. I really have zero. I'm sorry.
Sadly, me too. I have not done anything fun but work since the merger of Revolved and Leading Edge. We're still working that through, but it's going very well. Do you want to talk about the real estate market and get that out of the way so we can talk about fun stuff?
Let's do the fun stuff. Let's get the real estate.
Well, the real estate market, I'm still here. Market is good. It is very strong, although, they're talking about raising interest rates again, which is going to put them, I think we're already over 7, which again, I keep saying this, that's not a terrible rate compared to where they have been historically, but where they were the last couple of years in the 3s, it's pretty high.
Spoiled by those under 4% interest rates.
We did, yes. And so now, especially if you're an investor, because we deal with a lot of out-of-town investors coming here, if they're going for a loan, they have to pay the interest rate usually plus 2. So they're about 9.5%, but the market here is still very strong, still low inventory. We only have about a month and a half inventory on the books. Although things are sitting a little longer, especially in the higher price. I know here at Leading Edge, we've got a number of what we call luxury listings, 500 and above, and they're sitting for a little bit. So, but the market here is still very strong, holding firm. I think the last time I looked, the average home price, city of Huntsville, was around $350-ish. And in Madison, of course, higher, about $420. And those numbers are still holding. So still a good time to buy. The inventory is low, though. But now the good thing compared to last year was you at least have a chance to buy a house.
Absolutely.
Right? You remember last year?
Last year was mayhem.
It was crazy. Houses were going, before they even hit the market, above ask, multiple offers. If you were a traditional home buyer, you were not going to get a house.
It was a tough one.
Last year. So at least now, even though the interest rates are higher, you've at least got a chance to get a house. Yeah. So that's a good thing for buyers. Still a good market for sellers as well. So things are holding firm here. Otherwise, just more of the same in the real estate market. So let's talk about what's been going on here in North Alabama since we talked last. Huntsville continues to win major awards.
We are award winners.
We are the leg lamp city of the country right here. We win major awards. Let's see, Kim, we have been named once again. Huntsville is the best place for families to live, according to U.S. News and World Report.
Yeah, which we kind of already knew that since you've been here forever and I've been for quite a while.
I've been here since day one.
Yeah, so we knew that. This is great. Yeah, it's great.
Well, this is, again, U.S. News and World Report. Huntsville is the best place for families to live in the United States, according to U.S. News and World Report. The magazine's rating is out today, ranking cities according to affordability, quality of life, and job markets. So if you look at those three things, I mean, even though we're in a boom town, the affordability the cost of living here is still pretty low compared to other areas of the country.
Sure.
You know, we get folks coming here from, relocation, Virginia, D.C., California, and they're always amazed at what they can buy here, not just housing-wise, but price of gas, price of milk, price of turtle food, which we'll talk about lately.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah. The annual salary here, we're higher than most places. I think the last time I saw a stat, our average income here was like $81,000.
Yes, right in the 80s.
That's a good salary. Not bad at all. Of course, the job market here is booming. I know for one thing, the restaurants can't find people to wait on tables. So that's still a problem. But no, the job market as far as tech is just booming. And we'll talk about that a little more in a second. So what do you like about living here other than the heat?
Other than the heat, I actually like the green space that we have. One of my top things as we grow is that I love the fact that we have the land trust. We have lots of people who are kind of, I don't know, I guess you call them environmentally friendly.
Yeah,
Like
outdoors.
want to preserve our green space.
Right.
I think that's super important because it's one of, I think a lot of people around here love hiking, biking, outdoor.
Yeah. And we have a lot of that. We got, just hundreds and hundreds of miles of hiking and biking trails. So what about you, a water person? Because we have a lot of water here.
I like the water. I don't really like to get in the water, but I like to see the water.
You don't like to jump in the river?
I don't want to get in the water.
You're a pool person.
Really,
Yeah. I'll never forget where we were out on a boat. This was many, many years ago. And we would always take the life jackets and kind of step into them like a diaper because you could get in the water and just kind of bob up and down and drink your beer.
There you go.
And I remember putting on my life jacket diaper and just kind of jumping in and I feel something pulling at me.
Oh.
And I look down and there's this humongous school of little bitty fish feeding off my chest hair.
Really?
And they thought it was like algae or something. You talk about getting out of the water.
That's kind of odd and gross.
I know. You go to the water and they're hanging from you. So
I don't like that.
I did not. I haven't been back in the river since. I'm kind of a pool person, but anyway, a great place to raise a family. There's really a lot to do here now. One of the complaints that we had for many years here, especially from single folks and from younger folks, is there was just nothing to do. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of true. We used to really fold up the sidewalks at 5 o'clock, but not anymore. And I know you're always out doing stuff. I'm not. I'm a homebody.
Well, you either work or you're at home.
Pretty much with the grandkids. So what are some of your favorite things to do around?
Well, I'm going to say, let's go to my list.
You have a list? She has a list, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a list.
What a coincidence.
Okay, so one of my favorite things coming up is Jazz in the Park.
Okay.
So it's sponsored by the city of Huntsville. It is put together by this guy named Kenny Anderson. Do you know who he is? He works for the city. He's the Multicultural Affairs Officer. So I think it's starting up on September 3rd is the first one that's coming around. They have food trucks, kids zone, and then it's free. And you bring your lawn chairs, and it's downtown right at Big Spring Park. So Jazz in the Park. It has local musicians. It has, regional musicians, but it also just has last year there was a great band from one of the schools, I think like Hampton Cove Middle School or something, and it was their band, and they played fantastic.
Wow. Are you a fan of jazz?
I actually love.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll catch heck for it, but to me, jazz just sounds like they're tuning up.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and I'm sure that a lot of jazz is that way, but I don't know. Maybe there's certain genres of jazz.
Yeah, there's just that one. I think it's called chaos. It's weird because you got the bass player playing something and a keyboarder playing something else entirely, and then you got a drummer, and it just it's kind of a hodgepodge. But I know some
the smooth jazz.
Is that it? Like the
that's what I would call it, smooth jazz.
Not the hat in it.
Not the like with the.
Yeah. I love the bass, but I just want them all to play the same song.
Well, maybe that. Anyway. Hey, you guys, if you're out there listening, any jazz musicians, just
feel free to set me straight. Yeah, I am not cultured. You know that. What else?
Okay, the Rocket City Mimosa Fest. This sounds interesting to me. It's $10. It's September 2nd at the camp. We mentioned the camp a lot because there's all sorts of goings on.
Lots of things happening at the camp.
At MIDCITY.
What's a mimosa? Is that
a mimosa?
Orange juice and
champagne.
Champagne. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Rocket City Mom. Okay, so this is a great place for families, right? Rocket City Mom has been around since, my older daughter is 17. So Rocket City Mom has been around as long as I can remember. It is the go-to, rocketcitymom.com. If you're looking for things to do with your family, just go to Rocket City Mom. It's like a one-stop shop. They have a calendar of events on there. They have, ideas for they have a child care directory. They have ideas for date night, day trips, all sorts of things. So one thing that they have coming up that I do want to mention on August 27th at the Orion Amphitheater.
The Orion.
From 1 to 6, it's a Sunday. They're having an expo. So if you want to learn more about the Rocket City, about things for families, this is the Learning Expo. This is the place and time to do it. For the first 500 families, they give out a promo bag. They're going to have performances, vendors, food trucks, face painting, bounce houses, and the net proceeds benefit Heals Clinic, which is a local nonprofit that services underincome or underserved kids. So the performances are by Element Dance. There's a drumline. Fantasy Playhouse will be doing performances. So I think it's going to be a fun event. So
it does. I think you need to go.
Some kiddos. It's definitely, my kids are too old. I don't do these kind of things.
Take one for the team.
I go to the Mimosa Fest, not the Learning Expo.
Can we combine those two? Because I got to tell you, if I went to the Rocket Mom thing, I would need to knock a few back.
It's funny because, when I was looking at this, I was thinking, things that moms do. Like dads, we get a free pass. That will do these things, but the moms, and of course it's called Rocket City Mom. Yeah. Moms are the people who drive these things, right? If it was up to dads, you'd just be like, open the back door, shove the kids out into the backyard, turn on the water hose. Right?
And you're playing.
And then,
there's a reason there's not an organization called Rocket City Dads.
That's right.
My wife and I were talking the other day about, I don't know how we got on the topic, but she said, if men had to have babies, we'd go extinct. That's true.
Would be extinct.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to put on a guy.
What about Burritt on the Mountain?
You know what? I'm very familiar with Burritt. I'm kind of a history buff, so I like the whole thing up there. But tell us more.
All right, Burritt on the Mountain. It is the home of it's a 1938 mansion. It was the former home of Dr. William Henry Burritt.
It's a cool old house.
Yes, he was a homeopathic medical practitioner. It's 167 acres. It's overlooking the city. It's technically at Round Top Mountain.
Round Top Mountain. Is that part of Mimosa? I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's what the website says because I read the article.
Well, if you saw it on the internet, if it's true.
So you can learn about ecology. You can revisit the lives of farmers in the 1800s.
Cool.
If that's your jam.
Yep.
There's a mansion, and the attraction has been there for about 60 years.
It is a really cool old estate right at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
I like Montesano. He's talking about hiking trails. Have you ever stayed in the cabins up there?
I have never stayed, but I've always admired them and looked at them and thought, I should stay in one cabin. Never have.
Never have. You're not really a cabin person.
I'm more of like a glamping type person than like
I could see that.
Cabin.
Okay.
City Lights and Stars. Have you heard of them?
I have not.
Okay. City Lights and Stars is at Burritt. There's they have concerts throughout the year. The last 2 chances for the concerts for this year, though, are September 8th. They're going to have Calypso Vision is the band. And then September 22nd is In the Mood Swing Band.
Ooh. Have you ever done swing dancing?
Yes, I have.
I knew that.
You know the answer to that question before you even asked it. Yeah, so that's cool. I think it's really pretty. It's really pretty up there.
It is really pretty.
Out there.
Really pretty. I hope it's cool when you go up to swing dance, though. It's been hot as a mofo here.
For sure.
Very cool.
So
a lot going on. There's a lot to do here in the best place for families.
Yes. Plus, I want to mention one more thing because of an article that we were talking about earlier. Okay. In Decatur.
Yeah.
Decatur Turtle Trail. Have you heard of it?
I have not. What is the Decatur Turtle?
Tell you about it. There are 10 turtles hidden on 2nd Avenue. They're not real turtles. Okay, there are no turtles harmed in the making of this. You go around and you find the turtles. There's clues on the website of the Decatur.org, and you see all the turtles. You take a photo, and then you go to the Cook Museum on Holly Street, and you get a prize.
So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt for turtles.
Yes. Well, you learn something about each historic site where each turtle is.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can learn more about the city of Decatur and see some cool little turtles.
I'm going to get right on that one.
But don't kiss the turtles.
Don't kiss the... We're going to talk about kissing turtles in just a minute.
In just a minute.
A few other things going on. We mentioned the job market here, the tech. Not only are we the best place to raise a family in the country, we have been named the #1 emerging tech market in the country. This is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. This is huge news. You know, remember back when it was all you would hear about Silicon Valley,
Sure,
or Research Triangle, and those kind of things. Well, now those tech hubs where the .com boom was and everything have been replaced by markets like Huntsville and Colorado Springs. And if you look at the reason for this, let me pull it up here. There were 25 emerging markets. CBRE reports evaluated data. They actually ranked 50 markets based on the strength of their job market, the number of tech employees, etc. And good old Huntsville came in at #1.
#1. Empty. That's awesome.
Let's see. Huntsville secured the first position in terms of total tech companies or employees in 2022. 23,620 tech professionals. I think there's more than that. Colorado Springs is the second spot. Of course, we're arguing with them over Space Command as we speak, but I think it's very interesting where we are today compared to where we were, 20, 30 years ago, because for years, Huntsville, our entire economy was based on defense. And we had the Redstone Arsenal, we had NASA, we had Boeing, we had Lockheed, and there was this fear that if the arsenal ever shut down, Huntsville would just go back to being this little sleepy town. Well, the good news is over the last decade or so, the city economic folks have really gone all out to get those tech companies here. So now we have Facebook, we have Google, we have Amazon, we have Blue Origin. You name a tech company and they have a presence here. And so I just thought this was very, very cool. The Huntsville's average tech employee earns a competitive salary of $96,000 compared to $90,000 average wage in Colorado Springs. So a lot of money here. A lot of folks here spending money. And that's what's brought on the growth, because if you bring in folks that have money, they got to have a place to eat, got to have a place to live, got to have a place to shop. So go us. So let's see. What else is going on? Let's go over the Orion real quick, because we've got a lot of really good acts coming.
We do.
James Taylor was here last night. Unfortunately, I had to miss it because of some illness in the family, but my daughter, Sierra, and her boyfriend went, and they said it was great, but it was 90 degrees out in the Orion, because you're in this big fishbowl, right? And there's no wind.
Yeah.
There's no breeze.
Yeah.
So I didn't cry too much about not going. You know me and he.
Yeah.
Is it hot in here? Peeling off my clothes.
Always.
Yeah. So, of course, we always love the Orion Amphitheater. Billy Strings, who is just amazing, is going to be there this Friday and Saturday. He is just incredible. Of course, the Doobie Brothers. Have you ever seen the Doobie Brothers? No. Man, I got to tell you, I love the Doobie Brothers. Back when I was in high school here in the late 90s, they used to tour through here about once every 3 or 4 months. Sure. And I never missed a Doobie concert. Rocket City Mom Learning Expo. Is that what you talked about?
Yep. August 27th.
All right. Train is a-coming. I think this is cool. They do movies in the meadow where they just put up a big giant screen and show
Look at a drive-in movie, but without the driving.
Without the driving and all the obnoxious fumes. So lots going on. They're also doing a fundraiser for the Merrimack. You ever been to the Merrimack? It's such a cool place.
It's a cool place. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you a cool place is the, the Princess Theater in Decatur? I love that building. It's got the old-timey marquee out front.
It's really pretty. I went to a Raptor show there.
I actually did a comedy show there with Greg Screws once. It was, it was a lot of fun. Well, back in the day. Now I'm a sit-down, not-so-funny guy. But anyway, Brandy Carlisle's coming. She's amazing. Jason Isbell. So we, like everything happening here, we've got all these great acts coming in now. So very cool. Well, here's the question of the day, Kimbo. Have you ever kissed a turtle?
I have.
I know you've kissed a lot of frogs.
I've kissed a lot of frogs. A few frogs.
A few frogs.
Let's just say a few.
But you've never kissed a turtle?
Never kissed a turtle. I love turtles.
Well, you brought this to my attention, so tell us what's going on.
This article this morning, and I sent it to Tim right away because it cracked me up for some reason. The CDC has to warn people to stop puckering up to your pet turtle. You're not supposed to cuddle or kiss your pet turtle because there's a salmonella out.
Salmonella.
Is it salmonella?
Salmonella. Salmonella.
Because the fish is salmon, but is salmonella. Anyway,
Salmon.
we digress. 11 states people have fallen ill.
26 people across 11 states have fallen ill from the outbreak of salmonella. 9 had to be hospitalized, and they tracked this back to kissing their turtle.
Yes.
And that's not a euphemism. I'm talking about a genuine, an actual turtle.
Look, I don't want anyone to be sick, but this is a hilarious story.
Well, here's the funny thing. 30% of the cases were children. Mm-hmm. That means 70% were adults who kissed turtles.
Kiss their turtle.
Now, I kiss my dog every now and then. Sure. But, I honestly didn't know this many people would kiss turtles. But they apparently, some of them do carry the salmonella germ.
Yeah.
And let's see, this was the thing that cracked me up. The agency noted that even healthy-looking turtles might spread germs.
Wait, what's a healthy-looking turtle?
I don't know, but if your turtle's skanky...
Like biceps or something? He's healthy-looking?
If your turtle is looking a little sickly, you don't want to give him the... Oh, my God. And here you go. Salmonella symptoms include diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. While not usually serious, it can cause complications in children, older adults, and people who are immunocompromised and make questionable decisions.
Here's what I really want to know. The turtles get sick from the people kissing them.
Or are they just carriers?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Ooh. And are you sure your turtle wants to be kissed?
Hey, CDC, we're going to know the question.
I think there's a whole turtle movement here, Me Too movement for the turtles being kissed.
Absolutely. All right, people. So don't kiss your turtle. That's the point of this whole thing. Please don't kiss your turtle.
Do not.
Or if you have a turtle and he can even go back to where he came from, say just put it out.
I've never understood pet turtles because they don't do much.
I mean,
they don't really show emotion.
They cuddle apparently.
You hold them and kiss them. I don't know. So that's the big moral in today's show is do not kiss your turtle. And last year the CDC reported 32 illnesses stemming from contact with bearded dragons.
Oh wow. Dragons too?
And pet hedgehogs were linked to 49 cases of salmonella from 2019.
Hedgehogs? No.
They're so cute.
They are cute. I would cuddle a hedgehog.
I can see that. No, I'm not sure why you would kiss a turtle. It's like having a pet snake you kiss, which some people do.
I bet some people do.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right. I don't think any of these cases are in Alabama yet, but you don't want to be the first.
We don't need to start that here.
You don't want to be in the hospital and people come visit you and go, "What happened, Bob?" "Well, I was kissing my turtle." And the next thing I knew, I had this burning sensation.
We have to stop now.
All right, good. I think we've done as much damage as we could.
Yes.
So anyway, I hope you are having a great day. Don't be kissing any turtles. And again, lots of great things happening here. Again, the best place to raise a family. Don't bring your turtle.
Don't bring. Just the little trail. Go to the turtle trail. If you have
there you go. I see how you brought all that back.
Go to the turtle trail in Decatur.
All right, good deal. Hey, if you are thinking about moving here, or if you're already here and you would like the assistance of the fastest growing brokerage in town, that's us, Leading Edge Real Estate Group. Almost 300 agents now ready to go to work for you. And I guarantee you that we are all salmonella free.
Yes. There we go.
But if you see an agent, don't kiss him unless he looks healthy.
Good advice.
All right. That's it. I think we're done. Enough damage.
Damage for today.
All right, guys. We can do anything for you. Our contact information is below. Talk to you soon.